You good?
And welcome back to Pastor Pleck's podcast. I'm your host, Pastor Pleck, and I am so excited to have with me in studio today none other than Senor Cody Sparks from the Cody Sparks Band. How are you doing, Cody Sparks?
Still here.
Yep, still here. And then also, longtime listener, first time to be on the podcast, Natalie Lipscomb. How are you doing?
Doing great.
Like this, I know you're probably like, this is an honor above all honors, and you just can't really even believe that this has finally happened to you.
That's pretty much where I'm at, yeah.
And then another longtime listener, first time, guest on the podcast, Laura Allen. Like, wow, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, how are you feeling right now?
I feel honored, to be on the other half.
Yeah, so,
on the other side.
Yeah.
Thank you for the sarcasm. Love that.
She might have a little bit more of a. What I learned so Laura watched our kids yesterday, and so what I learned from that experience from Adrian, who said, Laura's really chill. Now, if she was like 18 years old, you'd be like, oh, the whole house is going to implode when I leave. But she's just like, yeah, whatever, it's fine. And then the kids loved her. So way to go. If anybody wants, I have four children, and so she managed.
4 boys, not children.
Yeah, sorry. I have 4 boys,
That matters.
10, 8, 6, 4, and somehow they all came back like just loving Laura, and they wanted more Laura. And so that really worked in our favor. So if you ever need anybody to do some babysitting, just let her know. All right, so we are talking, and we've been in a series called Give, Save, Live for the past several weeks. And it's funny. I think our attendance declined by like 30% going through anytime you talk about money. It's sort of wild. Like, I just went back and I was like, where'd everybody go? And I think, and this is just true of everyone. Usually people are like, oh, they're talking about relationships. I need to be there for that. I need relationship help. But when you talk about money, I'm like, I'm good. That's where I feel like that was what I talked about is people are more comfortable talking about sex and porn and all that kind of stuff than they are talking about money because money is too sacred. And so what we went this past week, we talked Give, Save, Live, where we just kind of reviewed what it is to be a giver and how that's, the first percentage that you should be giving or to do with your money is to give it to the Lord through your local church. And then the next thing you need to do is save. All right, save is pay your future self. And we talked about your AC is going to go out. You're going to need some money when nobody wants to pay you anymore, but you still have to live and do the ministry of the Lord for free, or rather on the paying yourself. Your young self pays your future self to work for free. And that's just a beautiful thing. And so I want us to kind of keep that in the mindset. But then living, how do we live for the Lord? And we looked at 1 Timothy chapter 6, and specifically in 2 parts. One where Paul tells Timothy on how to pastor those people who have this desire to be rich, meaning they look at themselves in comparison to their culture and like, I'm not rich. And he said, listen, the love of money is a root of all kinds of evil. And so I was wanting to know, just from our panel here, how you've experienced the love of money and it being the root of all kinds of evil for you, or maybe not for you because you're above all that, for somebody that you know personally. Ready, Natalie? It's up to you to take this question and move us forward.
Yeah. I would say it's interesting, the all kinds of evil, because it doesn't always come in the form of greed.
Right.
I think for me, it has come in the form of fear.
Okay, how so?
Just not knowing if I'll have enough. I kind of had a point where I was in college for a long time and didn't have a full-time job. It was just kind of making ends meet. But then when I got a full-time job, okay, I have to do this on my own. I have to budget things out differently than I have before.
Why?
And
once you got a full-time job, then you felt like you needed to budget as before you just like rolled with it?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
It is interesting. I don't know if that completely makes sense, but in my mind.
That's like, hey, listen, I don't have any money. No need to budget. Oh gosh, now that I have a job and it's a functional, stable income, now I need to really, that's interesting. It's like, was it like you became an adult?
Yeah, I think I knew how to live beneath my means, but my means got higher and I knew I had to be responsible with it.
Wow, that's wild.
So
all right, tell us what you do.
I'm a speech therapist.
Okay, and so where do you work at?
I work in the Round Rock ISD
Wow, that makes you hardcore.
Does it?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's like you're on the front lines of the battle.
It feels like it sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Makes me nervous to talk.
So, and when you, yeah,
Sorry,
when,
you.
yeah, absolutely. She's probably judging your articulation
100%.
right now.
Yeah.
Ugh.
We judge Cody all the time for his pronunciation of
Sorry, I
your
have
name.
an accent because I'm from Texas. My bad.
It's okay. I don't judge Texas accent.
Thank you.
Other places.
So, what age student do you work with?
I have 3-year-olds through 21-year-olds.
So you have like a high school kid who's like can't communicate well, and you help him. Do you help him with like the way his mouth moves and that kind of thing?
Sometimes. It's
Okay.
usually language deprivation. So I'm working with language mostly.
Wow. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, and so for you, like stepping into this, it was a fear of security, which then drove you to budget when you became an adult and you sort of realized, oh, I have to do this on my own. Okay, Laura, what about you? Just like when did you?